Alright, we're back for round 1 with Grixis Burn. We're on the draw, but we're going to keep this hand. We've got some interaction, we've got card advantage, we have everything except a blue source. Which we should have enough copies of in the deck to get by. Steam Vents on turn 1. Could mean any number of things. Right. It's going to be pretty hard for us to completely brick 3 draw steps in a row because our deck is so full of gas. Hopefully this is a creature that we can kill. Discovery. Okay, let's see what they do with their surveils. Not sure if I want to fire off the shock or not. Radical idea. I feel like I should save it in case he plays some kind of Electromancer or something we need to kill. Okay, well our draws have not been good at all, unfortunately. But on the bright side, we're not punished for not running out the shock. Yep, as expected. He already played his land, so we can just let that happen. Pitches a mountain. Let's go ahead and kill that. Now let's draw a blue source, perhaps. Well, it's not a blue source, but it does allow me to still start doing things. Let's lead off with the diplomacy. See what my opponent wants to give me. He is still at 20, which means he's not as put to the test, but should mean that we can get our game plan going here. Or at the very least he takes a ton of damage. He could opt to give me all of them and I'd have to discard to hand size, but I don't mind that as much. I'd probably pitch... Oh, okay. Does not give me the lightning strike. I think that was a mistake on his part, because now we get to keep all the cards in our hand. So even though he's still at a pretty high life total, I'm feeling pretty good here. Our hand is chock full of cards. Crackling Drake. It's pretty good. Don't have a way to kill it at the moment. So my game plan here, I mean I could technically kill it by spending 2 spells. I could go Electromancer, Banefire for 1, plus Wizard's Lightning. The way we're going to lose this game is to him being able to pressure us. So I actually don't hate that plan. We do have to spend 2 premium cards on his card that already got him a 2 for 1. The alternative is I could try to ignore it and just race it, which is not an amazing plan. But we might be able to pull it off. Not optimistic, but let's go diplomacy. He might just opt to give me all 3 of these. He should anyway. Alright, he does not. So currently we've got... Next turn we can deal 4 plus 3 is 7. Turn after we can Banefire. Again. Good things can happen. Opt, see what he does with Scry. Bottom. Drake's gonna come in. sure something else happens, probably a burn spell on my guy. Yep, shock, that's fine. So I think we're still winning this race, barely. Radical Idea, Arclight Phoenix, oh boy. Maybe not. So we're going to 12. Next turn we're taking 10, presumably we're dead, so we're going to have to interact with his creatures. Ooh, that's a good draw though. Electromancer plus Sovereign's Bite, plus we can hold up Wizard's Lightning, and Risk Factor, possibly? Interesting. How much damage does Banefire do next turn? 5 at least, possibly 6. Yeah, I think I like this plan. Let's see, if we could take 8. We don't have to make the decision of killing something yet. Well, I mean, we'd have to kill the Phoenix, but we can do that in combat. Plus we're gaining the life. So let's do this. Sovereign's Bite. And I am going to play the Untapped Mountain instead of the Steam Vents. Because if I don't have to use this Wizard's Lightning, I'd like to be able to Risk Factor instead, which increases the chances that I'll be able to untap and kill him. See what he can do. Discovery's fine. I mean, it's good, but can't really stop it. Keeps both on top, is that what I saw? Chart of course, yep. Discards Beacon Bolt. Okay. Is he going to cast that? Lava Coil. Alright, so we have to make our decision now. So this is going to be 9, 11. I have to imagine he has interaction of some kind, so I have to kill something. 11, 12. Yeah, this is the only way. I have to kill the Electromancer. So we'll have 12 power in play, and I have to hope he doesn't have like a direct burn spell or something. A little unfortunate. This matchup's pretty rough because they have a pretty quick clock with these cards. So we and the 4 toughness on this and Enigma Drake makes it very difficult to interact properly. Shock me. That's lethal. Alright, well, that'll happen. So this matchup we do need to go into the control plan, because we have to be able to kill his 4 toughness guys. On the play we can bring in the Ionizes, at least in some number. Daredevil's good. I'll try out the Escantas. Something like this. Trim on. Maybe a strike. I don't want to take out all my burn. Maybe I don't need the pierce. Let's try something like this. Not actually sure who's favored in the ultra long game in this matchup. They have more resilient creatures, but we just have more direct burn and Banefire to seal games. better to trim like a Pyromancer instead of a burn spell, but we'll learn through experience. Alright, this hand's fine. I feel like I recognize that name, Zukui. I feel like he's like some kind of pro. Name sounds familiar from like MTG Mint card or something, but not sure. Nothing. If we could draw for a search for his Ganta, that'd be kind of nice. Necromancer's cool too. I'm gonna lead off with Pyromancer though. That one I don't mind dying or getting into combat with as much. Opt is fine. Scrying to the top. Definitely don't mind him shocking, even if I lose my guy, which I don't care about as much. Okay. I think I'm just gonna pass here, hold up Ionize. No need to run out my Electromancer yet. Actually, come to think of it, I'd rather just get that out now. He can't kill it end step. And I'd rather hold this up the turn after for Crackling Drake, which is a bigger problem than Enigma Drake. Charter Course is fine. Yeah, this works out much better. Light Phoenix, sure. Not a bad draw. We'll just attack, pass the turn. Essentially double counterspell back up, which is nice. Kind of hoping he like fires a lightning strike at this Electromancer or something, because then I can copy it and then counter the original. But this is fine too. We'll just go ahead and counter that. How much damage can I deal here? Don't think I want to fire off this Wizard's Lightning yet. I might want to copy it later. Let's go ahead and draw. It's pretty nice. So we're one short of lethal right now. I could just go Daredevil into Shock his face. Kind of like that plan. Pass with 9 points of burn in our hand. Sure. Puts it on top, interesting. Hopefully he just taps out for Crackling Drake. Guess I respond with Wizard's Lightning. I'm not targeting that thing, so this way he can't, like, if he has an Ionize of his own, he can't cast it in response. Don't even know if that logic makes sense, because he's going to jumpstart, so he wants to get his Phoenix back. That's fine. He needs one more spell. Maybe he already cast the third. Nope, there we go. So this is game, because he has to tap out. As long as I don't misclick on my copying. Ooh, double Phoenix. Pretty neat. Okay, so I'm going to hold control. Target you. I'm going to copy this. And same target. Cool. Game 3. On the draw, do things a little bit differently. I don't think I want all these ionizes. They're a little slow. Probably want a couple more cheap instant answers to Electromancer on the draw. Even though it's the only target, I feel like it's kind of a necessary evil. And other than that, Spell Pierce is a little more attractive, but there's really not any one spell that we need to counter. They just have a critical mass of similar cards, kind of like our deck. Don't think I need the bites. They're a little slow, and my deck's a little more instant speed. Post-board. Diplomacies, like I don't want all the copies for similar reason. And especially on the draw, we're not going to have as much time to pressure him with it. So I think I like something like this. Maybe I like cutting one of these for another burn spell / interaction spell with his creatures. Could be a shock instead of a lightning strike, but Lightning Strike does very similar work dealing with his creatures and shock, so I think maybe I'll do a split like this. This kind of makes sense to me. See how it works. I've got an interesting little reactive hand here. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Scry to the bottom. The only black cards left in our deck are the 2 copies of Sword Point Diplomacy, but might as well get our colors untapped as soon as possible anyway. This card's a Chemist's Zen Strike, that's fine. It would have been a nice turn to draw Search for Riscanta, but what can you do? See if he's got an Enigma Drake or something. Just an Electromancer. Probably should kill it. Discovery, I'm guessing, yep. Even though using our burn on his creatures is going to make our risk factors less potent, I think it's best to stay on the front foot as far as tempo here. And he scries a Crackling Drake to the graveyard, which means he probably has a backup copy in his hand. Or multiples. Okay, that's something. Pass the turn. This is another Electromancer. Nope. Maybe opt into Electromancer. Bottom. Ooh, nothing. I like that. Thought I was going to have to decide whether or not to kill another creature. Let's go ahead and risk factor. Guesses he just takes 4 here. It's fine by me. Okay, let's play a tap land. Pass the turn. What do we have here? Interesting that whatever he's doing is he's waiting, unless this is just an opt. Or a radical idea or something, yep. I guess as this turn the Drake is coming down. Yep. Happens. I'm just going to hardcast this risk factor from my hand rather than flashback the one in my graveyard. What do you want to do? Ooh, that was a great draw. So first question is, what do I want to do with these risk factors? What do I want to pitch from my hand? Because I like everything in my hand. I guess technically I don't have to decide yet. Let's go ahead and do this. That buys me a lot of time. Feeling pretty cushy here. Another Drake, perhaps? What is this? Oh, Chemistry's Insight. I like to see that. It doesn't have any pressure. And I'm just going to start flinging burn at his face. Drew a shock. So this is 6, 4, 0, assuming nothing changes. I'm just going to pass the turn. No need to do anything yet. There is the possibility that he has counter spells in his hand now that he's got a bunch of mana available. Flashing back Radical Idea, he's just kind of churning his wheels here. I do like this is an interesting shell for Arclight Phoenix, though. Right, if he taps out, he's dead. Because we already have... This is 5, 9, yep, he's dead. Assuming he hasn't played a land yet. Alright, don't even need the risk factors in my graveyard. Land, so we might as well go and counter Bull for style points. 3, 4, 5. Alright, got there.